Hello and welcome back. Today we're diving into a story that starts not in a laboratory, but beside a quiet neighborhood creek. Sometimes the biggest changes begin with the smallest questions. In this case, a young student noticed something unusual about the creek behind her house. Some mornings the water was clear and peaceful. Other days it looked cloudy, smelled odd, and was littered with trash and oily bubbles. It wasn't dramatic, but it was enough to spark curiosity. This simple act of noticing set everything in motion. Change, as we'll see, often begins with paying attention to what others might overlook. Let's follow this journey from a single question to real community impact. The student's curiosity couldn't be ignored. Why did the creek sometimes look polluted? Without a lab or fancy equipment, she became a researcher in her own right. Armed with just a notebook, a camera, and her powers of observation, she started documenting what she saw, especially after it rained. She noticed patterns. Trash and oily residue appeared after storms. Her investigation led her to learn about stormwater runoff, soil erosion, and how everyday actions in the neighborhood could affect the creek. Through online research and careful observation, she realized that curiosity itself is a powerful scientific tool. This step transformed her from a bystander into an active investigator, ready to uncover the real cause behind the pollution. As her research deepened, the student discovered that the creek itself wasn't the real problem the neighborhood was. Every rainfall washed fertilizers, soap, oil, and trash from streets and yards straight into the water. Most people didn't realize their everyday habits were causing harm. It wasn't intentional. It was simply hidden from view. This realization was powerful. Environmental issues often start with small, unnoticed actions. Understanding this, she knew that raising awareness would be just as important as finding a physical solution. The next step was to turn her findings into action, starting with her own community. Knowing the cause, the student moved from research to action. She spoke with her science teacher, and together they launched a mini awareness campaign. Simple flyers were created and distributed to neighbors, explaining how small changes like not washing cars before rain, keeping yard waste out of drains, and picking up trash could protect the creek. The campaign was friendly and approachable, using clear language and inviting visuals. This step showed that even students can lead community change, simply by sharing what they've learned and encouraging others to care. But she didn't stop there. She wanted to build a real, hands-on solution. Determined to make a direct impact, the student researched practical ways to stop pollution before it reached the creek. She discovered the concept of a bioswale, a simple barrier made of rocks and native plants that filters runoff and traps trash. With help from volunteers, she built a mini bioswale near the creek. It wasn't fancy, but it was effective. After the next rain, the difference was clear. Less oily residue, cleaner water, and trash caught by the barrier instead of floating downstream. This hands-on project proved that even small, student-led solutions can make a real difference in the environment. Impact didn't stop with one project. Over the following months, other students started asking questions and getting involved. Neighbors began picking up trash, and someone even planted native shrubs near a storm drain. What began as one student's curiosity grew into a community habit. Small actions, repeated over time, became real change. The creek grew clearer, and the neighborhood became more aware of its role in protecting the environment. This ripple effect shows how one person's curiosity and initiative can inspire others, creating a wave of positive action. The story proves that you don't need to be a professional scientist or have special permission to make a difference. Curiosity is a tool anyone can use to uncover problems, ask important questions, and inspire solutions. By paying attention and caring enough to act, even young people can lead real change in their communities. The creek's transformation is a reminder that small actions matter, and that anyone, no matter their age, can be the spark for something bigger. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Remember, change often starts with the person who asks why and follows the answer.